Hey guys, I'm back again for the weekly oracle reading. For those of you who are just tuning in, welcome to my channel. I'm Anne, and in this video, I'm going to be giving a general love reading focusing on divine counterparts, and that includes all soulmates, twin flames, twin rays, any type of love connection that you are involved in. I invite you to stay tuned and watch. I'm sure there's a message for you. Okay, well, we're here now at the end of May, and I'm excited. I love June. June is one of my favorite months because it's summer. And, you know, though the weather hasn't been cooperating, I'm still excited to get, busy with summer activities. I know we're all restricted, guys, but you know what? This has been a big, big challenge for all of us. And you know what? I found out something. We all can stay together, united as a big gigantic family around the world, and I love you guys, and that's what makes this this time a little bit more of like a empowerment time versus a difficult time. I mean, we can complain, yeah, but it's not going to do anything, so we might as well look at the positive side, look at the perks that comes along with certain challenges. Okay, so I've laid out the cards same way as I always do. And I've divided divine masculine, divine feminine. Take what resonates with you, leave what doesn't. Sometimes the reading videos don't always resonate with you right away, but sometimes it's good to come back to a reading just to understand a little bit more. Also, if you'd like to get your own personalized reading, the links are down below in my description area. Okay, so the first card for divine masculine is self-sabotage. And that's a very intense card, as you guys can see. It's a card of, a lot of us has been doing this. I mean, it's not something to be really ashamed of after everything that's been going on. We sometimes do this to ourselves, not that it's on purpose, but, divine masculine right now is trying to get it together, is trying to make things better for themselves. But though it still seems like it's a heaviness, it's like a heavy ton of bricks, like right on the back of their shoulders. So though they don't know how to get out of it, and they try to hide, or they try to run, self-sabotage comes along with it. And that's why, as you can see in this card, it looks a little scary, but you know what? It's always bringing out the inner truth. So if there's something scary about it, it's something to work on. I always say that. Sometimes the cards are not like what I want to see in a card. If we're always seeing rainbows and unicorns and sunshine, how do we know we're growing, we're evolving? So this card is showing you that divine masculine is right now going through something, and maybe you may be too. It's like the energy is like are connected. See, it's not just divine masculine, I'm a female, so I'm divine feminine, or I'm a male and I'm divine masculine. No, this goes for both sides. So it's whatever you lean towards. Also, with your divine partner, sometimes they're leaning more towards one side than the other. So self-sabotage is definitely for divine masculines. Never look at everything such like the glass is half empty, because you know what? The glass is always half full. Just like what I was talking about, being united, finding the positive side of things, because you'll always find a negative in everything. I don't care how positive it is, there's always something. So letting things go and letting things pass and say, okay, I don't care anymore, and I'm just going to let it all, whatever happens, happens. This is not good, because you're self-sabotaging what you could be doing in your life. And that's where the divine masculine, like they're dragging things on. So if you are connected to somebody right now and that person seems to be going through like a lot of stress or turmoil or something in their life that you can't help them, you try to, but they don't want to, that this person needs to be left alone. This person needs to find out. And also, if you're the one that's going through it, you need to find it. You need to find what it is that's going to help you to change that, because that's not where you want to be. This is not the area that you want to be, especially during this time. Sea otter. And that's a beautiful card. Transformation. Beautiful. I don't know my animals very well, but as you can see, I do go to the zoo, and I don't think we have a sea otter. But it represents transformation. And you know what? With transformation and self-sabotage, it shows that there's definitely things going on with divine masculine energies. Divine masculines, you are trying to get out of something. You are trying to dig yourself out of this ditch or whatever you found yourself into. Don't worry, you can do it. You have to just keep pressing on that, like the pedal, that gas pedal, if you're trying to get out of that ditch. You need to find what makes things make sense. Like you're trying too hard, but maybe you're trying in the wrong direction. Self-sabotage. Sometimes we don't do enough for ourselves, a self-reflection. When we're not doing things for ourselves, we let ourselves go, in a sense. This is easy, nowadays that we are, kind of like more at home than ever these past few months. Now that we're starting to see warmer weather, we can get out a little bit more, drier weather too. It's all about taking care of yourself and self-care. I think this is like the biggest thing right now. We are all home, or we've been home. Okay. We've been more grounded. And we're not doing enough for ourselves. Go figure that, right? This is what I've been hearing. And this is where divine masculine needs to start. I'm doing for myself, you have to do for yourself. That's how it goes, because it's not like you're doing it for somebody. Remember that. You're not doing this for someone. You're doing it for yourself. And you feel better. You feel uplifted. Like that's why I like to do things for myself. I take time out for myself. I do things as much as I can for myself. No, it's not a selfish act. It's more like self-act, something I need to do, because if I don't do this, my husband can't do it for me. I have to. My daughter can. Nobody can. So that's why you have to take care of yourself. Divine masculine, holding on to pride. And that's a serious thing. Pride is not, I'm going to say, is not a bad thing, because it's kind of like part of us. And sometimes we have to hold our pride. We're proud in a sense, but though, if there's pride holding you back, like it's two-faced, as you could see, there's the one side and then you have the other side. If you're holding on to pride where you should be, opening yourself, this is where the divine masculine needs to just let go of the ego. Ego right now is a big, big culprit in your spiritual growth. Okay, because if you have ego right now, like holding you back, it's never going to find, you're never going to find a new beginning in your life, because you're always going to be set on, well, I know better. Why should I even do that? Or why should I even look to this person for advice, or look for advice in general? I don't need to read nothing. I don't need to listen to anyone. That's ego, and that's thinking when, yeah, you may know. I'm not saying you don't, but remember, we can always learn a little bit more. And that's why I always talk about listening and just, engaging, because you never know where messages will come through, because we're not perfect. Like that's one of the biggest things with today, with people. Divine masculine right now is kind of like got a shield up. It looks like the divine masculine right now, they haven't been really looking at where they're at currently. So they kind of like self-sabotage everything that they've worked on, everything that they've done for themselves in the past few months. And they're letting things pass. And this is why you're seeing this. Maybe that person that you're involved in right now is just completely like shunning away, any kind of like communication, any kind of like engagement. And that's where it gives you this feeling that, maybe I'm not good enough, or maybe there's something I said, or maybe I need to say more. Don't do it. Let things happen naturally. This is where authenticity, the wolf, okay? Another important card to look at right now. The wolf knows the authenticity. It's out of the canine, and you know what? They can sense. They have that sixth sense. They know, just like divine masculine. They know the right thing to do. They know how to be authentic, but they're not, because we have pride. And you know what? It's all about changing and transforming into somebody that you are, not someone who you're not. Because many times people think, oh, I need to be somebody in order to be accepted, or I need to act a certain way to get the respect, or get that person to love me. No, then that's not really love. That's just that's not who you are, and that person is not seeing who you are. So obviously that's really not a relationship, right? Unless they do see the part of you and you see the authentic part of them. And then sometimes there's little underlying conditions that is creating a little bit of a ripple effect. That's different in a relationship sense. That's what I'm talking about. This is a time to start acting and start doing what you feel in your heart, not what other people assume you to do or assume that you should do. That's why it's very important right now to be your authentic self. Divine Feminines, you're healing. Very beautiful card. I love these cards. They're healing cards. And, you know, you could see how this woman right now, she is right now taking things in and healing. There's a lot on her mind. There's a lot going on here. The healing effect is happening to her now. And she is seeing, sometimes healing doesn't always happen in a positive way. It's kind of like sometimes we have to dig deep and, you know, like merge and, you know, find and just like, you know, like just like when you're a wound is healing, you know, you're not supposed to like play around with it, touch it, look at it, and definitely don't take the covering if you have one, what you're healing from, because automatically you might cause infection. Well, the same goes for spirituality. If you're healing and you keep going back and forth and saying, okay, I need to pile on more healing, or I'm not healing enough, or I need to look into this, you're not allowing things to soothe down. You know, if you're in a midst of a breakup or of a separation, and you're like all upset inside, you know, because this is Venus retrograde. We're still in it, guys. A lot of intense energies is happening. Nobody can predict what's going to happen during Venus retrograde, but I can tell you that it is about love, and it is about love, peace, beauty, and harmony. Just like with Mercury, you know how Mercury goes, Mercury retrograde, how the communication just goes a little backwards and things go a little haywire-y. Well, not to alarm anybody, but the same thing happens with Venus retrograde. A lot of stuff happens, seriously. And, you know, if you're going through all of this, you know, you have to bring it all out. You have to see it for what it is. Divine Feminines have been getting like the bad end of the stick, so to speak. Not that they really are, because they both are equal with the Divine Masculines. But, you know, there's a lot of energy there that they need to just like settle down with, because the emotional energy is like through the roof. I've been seeing it everywhere. Okay. And you know what? There's nothing you can do about it. You can't control it. All you can do is work with it. Working on yourself for healing, especially now as we're coming into, you know, this summer time fever. Well, it's not exactly here. We're still technically spring, but you got what I'm saying. Or if you're right now going into winter, you know what I'm saying as well, although it's two different seasons that represent different things, but similar. Summer solstice is coming and winter solstice is coming. So the energies are shifting. Maybe that would make more sense, but definitely Venus retrograde is around the globe. So it's not like, oh, us up in the north is feeling it and they're not feeling anything. So everybody is feeling something. There is a little bit of a rumble going on. Intuition, cat. Okay, beautiful card. I love cats. I'm very allergic though, unfortunately, so I can't have a cat. We have an outside cat. We have a couple of outside cats. So cats have a lot of intuition. I'm very connected to cats. I love my sister's cat, Garcia. So cats, you know, can speak to you. So the intuition is speaking to you. You're feeling the intuition. The intuition inside of you, which is another, I feel intuition is another word for psychic. Being psychic, okay? So you feel it. Everybody has intuition. Everybody has psychic ability, seriously. So if you're feeling all of this, you're getting all of this, you know something is happening, Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine knows that they're preparing. And whatever they're preparing for, they're getting ready for it. They may not like it. They may not see it for what it is, but they know that there is something. Sorry, I have to kill that. It was just blinking off and on. They know that something is happening internally, and it's preparing them for a union with that person, with their person. And you know what? Sometimes who you're involved with may not be with you. You know, you're with that person. Maybe you're living with that person, but guess what? You're really not together with that person. So now what? So does it mean that we are not in a good place together? No, absolutely not. It just means one thing. You have to work on your relationship. Something is happening that you don't even have no clue about. What could it be? So follow your intuition. I can't tell you what that is. These are messages coming in from the divine through me and basically all of us to get them so that we can understand the messages that we're being told, because many times we can be told over and over and over and we don't hear it, and then boom, something just snaps when we hear a random something online. Someone gives it to us, someone comes over to us, could be anybody, and gives you that message, and you're like, wow, why didn't I get this ahead of time? It's because you weren't ready to hear it. And you know what? Your intuition was telling you something, but remember we talked about ego and pride, and you don't want to hear it. A lot of times people do this. Maybe it's a protective mechanism. Maybe it's just they want to feel good about themselves. I mean, I can't really say why. Some people like to just put on, like this mask when they can just be their authentic self and, just open themselves completely. Change, chameleon. And I love chameleons. They're so beautiful. I love chameleons. Reminds me of a song, Karma Chameleon. Remember that? Yeah, 80s person. I love 80s music. Yeah, so change, chameleon. When we're changing, we're like, we see it in two ways. We have transformation for divine masculine, and we have chameleon. Now, this is both ends. The second from the last and the last card. Basically, it means changes, guys. You could see them together. Changes. And with all of these changes, it means one thing. You are going through something that may be uncomfortable. This person, your divine counterpart, their higher self is trying to reach out to you. Maybe you can't hear it. Maybe their messages are trying to come through, but you can't listen to them because you're clouded by fear and maybe the ego. You can hear a message coming through from your higher self, but you have to tune in. Now, a lot of people ask me, how do I tune in? Well, you have to get more with, the spiritual side of you. Everybody has it. I always talk about spirituality, meditation, going along with what you feel in your heart. Intuition is going to help you. You're here today. Your intuition brought you here. So obviously you're on the right path. You're finding something in your life that you need to correct, or you need to enhance, or you need to do something. So obviously keep on doing what you're doing, because changes are going to happen for you. And that's where, patience is necessary. Patience is necessary for divine union. Without the patience, it's something that we're always going to feel like anxious. And I know a lot of us don't want to hear patience. You say, I've been patient. You think that. You really think that you've been so patient that you don't need to be patient anymore, but you do need to be more patient. It's more about taking it slow. If you take things slow and you meditate, like I talked about, going more into the spiritual side, you are automatically being patient, because that takes a lot of patience. Get into something where it can help you with your patience, helping you to find that divine union is coming through. I'm feeling it energetically, but why am I not getting the physical messages? Or why am I not with my divine partner right now? Why isn't she or he hearing me? Why can't they call me or text me or, get in touch with me? Well, patience. If you're separated, even if it's in a physical way or in a, spiritual way, sometimes we could be living with that person, but they're a million miles away. It's happened. People happen, people go through that. And I'm not saying that it's the best of relationships or the worst, but it's just a part of it when you're in a million miles away, when you're going through something. So it's all about taking it slow. And, a lot of healing is necessary right now for everything to start manifesting, to start coming through in your relationship. So be patient. I see that. I can feel it. And you can feel it too. Okay? So I hope this reading video resonated with you. There was a lot of deep messages. I felt them. And if there's like maybe something that didn't resonate with you right away, write it down. Maybe you can revisit this video. Sometimes the messages come through. Maybe you're like, I think I'm getting it, but I'm not getting it. That happens to me. Rewatch this video. It may like open up something for you to help you. Okay. And if you would like to get your own reading, personalized reading, like I mentioned earlier, in the description area, I have several blogs and articles and other stuff, videos, along with links to order a reading. I offer phone chat and email readings, by the way. Okay, so I just want to say thank you guys all for reaching out and, you know, just being there. And I love it. I love it. You guys thank me for being here. I'm thanking you for being there. Thank you guys. I love you guys. I love you all. And I just want to say welcome to all my new subscribers. And I hope we can like be Facebook friends or Instagram. I'm always posting every day on Instagram and Facebook. So if you want to catch me like on a daily basis, I would love to chat with you. And the links are down again in the description area. I know I have several of them, so you know you can check them all out. So until next time, God bless you all. Namaste.